The other thing is
I used to not like this song, but it's great. I like it now.
still do our
Holy cow, you're so good. Owie. Oh. All right. I hope you don't do spray. Well, it still smells good, sis. Sometimes I'm like, and I'm like, so I just get like when I'm like working at like a sweatshop, you won't like, yeah. You're borderline. I'm just kidding. Hours? What? Hours? See, I'm gonna stand like this. Oh, I thought you should say hi to my dad. It's our dad.
take the LED board in, and then we have to have a network drop somewhere. Probably will have. I'm kind of glad those not coming from myself. Well, really, we could cut it. We would have got the one that the first, which was not the trainer we got from that. It would have been nice had we found out the information about the blue axes and everything beforehand. We could have got something to higher bid. Whether or not they would have. It'll be good. We didn't anticipate the cost of them working. We don't.
Is there a pump over there?
I almost see that becoming more functional than the Marriott Center for a while. The Marriott Center's getting better, but functionality-wise, if we get a director in the Marriott Center, we'll be exactly the same on both ends. And that'll make the Marriott Center more powerful. Just are limited on replay channels.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Depending on how we put it together, that's the thing. What are we putting together? Did we order another summit for together?
There's a ball down here. I don't know if that would work.
Here's our other one.
Sounds good. Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Our summit and 2 solos. So we have
and see how yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just let us know where we can't be so we don't get in one's way.
Okay, no, I think you're good. Justin, any things we're trying to focus on today?
What's that?
Any things we're focusing on today? Get more
I'm trying to think if
continuity going.
there's something that we
Patient
haven't
through the
worked
phases.
on before. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to be more direct. It'd be nice to be a little more vertical and less horizontal, especially inside the 22. We get a little confident and try and go wide because we think we've got nice passes, nice backs, and it's just better to just stay direct. So we've been really preaching
Inside the 22?
vertical instead of horizontal. So we'll see if they can do that. The forwards have been putting a lot more work at the they want to win every possession.
Okay.
That was a pretty big emphasis for them this week. In fact, they'll get once the ball's on the ground, once there's a tackle, they'll yell work. They all want to do their job. So they all yell. Maybe it's job. They yell something.
All right.
Sorry, I don't know if that's helpful.
No, that helps. That helps.
You don't just make stuff up. The coaches.
Yeah, I just have a coach.
All right, Ryan, we've got about a minute and a half, and then after we do we can just go into the starting lineups for each announce. And you should have both rosters within those in front of you.
That's the spot.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Place is awesome. Nice to meet you. It was great seeing you.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll see you around.
Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Dude, I saw that she's got like over 300 likes on Facebook.
I know, dude. That's like the biggest I've ever gotten by far.
You want to go down? No, that's awesome.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
When are you guys gonna get?
August 13th.
Oh, sweet, dude.
So,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, dude. It's exciting stuff, dude. Thanks. Appreciate
Hey, dude.
it.
So, what's your availability for the Teton Cup?
Um,
I don't need a hard commit right now. You can throw a soft commit my way, or you can just say no.
no, it's something I know.
It'll just be like, it's not gonna be anything.
Good. Probably get pretty good.
Intro video you'll see it on the monitor. As soon as the intro video is over, you'll begin talking. And I can help count you down.
Okay, great. Thanks. All right, welcome out to South Field here on BYU campus for an exciting night of rugby. We'll have BYU is hosting the Cal Poly Mustangs here on South Field on this Wednesday night, kind of under the lights. It's been a beautiful day here in Provo. It gotten a little bit of moisture. See, the field is a little bit wet, but it has cleared up in the past few hours, kind of dried things out. There's a slight breeze. It's a little chilly tonight, but it makes for about perfect conditions for a rugby game. It's probably about in the 50s right now. So we'd like to welcome Cal Poly to come out to Provo. Hopefully, we're looking forward to a great game here on South Field. Some things we want to look forward BYU to really do today is to focus on the forwards to really get around the field and do work. We need forwards. BYU needs the forwards to put in a lot of work around the field, get that work rate up, really hit the rucks hard, make sure they're getting to every ruck, to make sure they're not turning over any balls. And the coaches have also really been stressing the need to get vertical, to run vertical instead of horizontal, and that's especially inside the opponent's 22. They've they've kind of had a few problems inside the 22. They've kind of lose the patience, maybe get too excited, try and go horizontal. So they've really been stressing really getting vertical. There's a few player highlights we want to highlight today. One of them is Cody Thompson, from Sandy, Utah. Cody is starting at Loosehead Property. He'll be wearing the number 3 jersey. And Cody really needs to have a high work rate today. He needs to keep improving his fitness. Today he really needs to be solid in the scrum. It's been an area that BYU continually needs to improve this year. Is really to have a strong scrum in order to set a good platform for the backs, and that is an integral part. Cody's going to be an integral part of that today. So we're really looking forward to a big game out of Cody Thompson. The other player we'll be looking at today is Luke Maki. Looking for him to really control the tempo throughout the game, and especially in the red zone. Kind of like I was talking about before, there's been a little bit of problems for BYU inside the opponent's 22, kind of going horizontal. But it's also, they kind of lose their patience as well. Kind of maybe see the try line and get a little too excited about trying to score a try rather than just build up the phases. So we're going to look at Luke to really control the tempo, control the forwards, control the backs. We need Luke to really just put in a high work rate as well, get from ruck to ruck, put in the work, and deliver some crisp passes out to the backs. And just really stress that the fact that he needs to get that ball out. We are going to be seeing Johnny Linehan back in the number 10 jersey. So it's going to be the Luke Maki to Johnny Linehan connection that we've seen before. And we're looking for a big game from Luke. And so it's going to be looks forward to being a great match here. Cal Poly has been a great team. Have had a great season so far, so we're looking forward to just a great rugby match tonight. See if BYU can put together a full game, full 80 minutes, work on their set pieces and the things they've been working on the past few weeks, and getting ready for that Champions Challenge next week. But we're excited to be here. Great night of rugby ahead of us, and thank you very much for joining us.
Hey, Ryan. Move your mic down just a little.
We're going to go straight into the starting lineup. We're going to start with the Cal Poly starting lineup. We're going to for the props, they have Mickey O'Crowley and Eddie McFarland. We have Justin Truong at hooker. The second row, we have Joe Kremen and Nathan Sylvia. We have Corey Rogers at the blindside flanker, Matt Ryan, the open side flanker, in the number 7. We have Joe Murphy, the vice captain, the number 8. Tommy Leacox at number 9. Kelly Dominguez at 10. We have Alex Frost, who will be captaining the squad today, wearing the number 11 jersey at wing. The other wing will be Matt Long. We have Andy Early at inside center, Will Campuzano outside center, and Mikey Mitchell at the back in the fullback position. At the starting lineup for BYU, we have Steve Saya at prop. Cody Thompson will be the other prop. And Zane Mendenhall will be starting today at hooker. In the second row, we have Will Taylor and Colin Bush. They'll be the locks for BYU. In the back row, we have Riker Haddock, who will be starting on blindside. Jordan Wilson will be the open side flanker, and Ben Keith and we have Kevin Sorensen on the back of the scrum. We will be having Luke Maki will be starting the number 9 jersey to Johnny Linehan at the fly half position. We have Jordan Lowry on one wing, Chris Warnley on the other wing. We have Jared Whippy, the Whippy brothers at the centers, Jared inside center, Josh outside center, and we have Ryan Blazer at fullback. So that is the starting lineups for the day. Promises to be an exciting matchup. We see BYU coming out. They're just getting ready to get started and but hear the national anthem. And we will pause for that.
Really good job, Brian. You're doing a great job.
All right, thank you again very much for joining us here on South Field for the game of BYU against Cal Poly. We teams are just getting ready. We'll have kicking off here in about 15 to 30 seconds. It looks like they're just kind of finishing up, having the coin toss as we speak, and we will be getting ready to go. But once again, thank you very much for joining us. Promises to be an exciting game here on Wednesday night. About perfect rugby conditions, probably a little chilly for the fans. It's a pretty chilly night here in Provo, Utah. But as I mentioned before, it has rained quite a bit today, but in the past few hours the sun came out, kind of dried things up a little bit. But it is quite a chilly spring night. It's about 42 degrees right now. A slight wind, and let's see, next hour or so it's going to go down, probably be about 40 degrees by the time the game ends. So it's a pretty chilly night here in Provo, but once, kind of like I was saying, for rugby conditions, it'll be about perfect rugby weather for rugby. So Cal Poly, they are in the D1A conference within USA Rugby. Of course, BYU is in the Varsity Cup. It's kind of a crossover game in these conferences. The friendly, we welcome Cal Poly up to BYU South Field, and they've always have a great team. Had a great season so far, and we look forward to a great game. There's Mikey Mitchell, who is me starting off the restart. So just a restart, it looked like it was a little bit of a knock-on, and then another knock-on, and so we'll start out. We'll have the first scrum of the day, kind of see how the field conditions are, see if the players are slipping at all, and we'll have the first scrum, see how BYU can do, and see what kind of platform they can set.
Yeah, so really looking for some good scrums out of BYU this evening, and that's not a good start, but making the most of it. There's Kyle Lontine. Oh, sorry, Kevin Sorensen. So line out to Cal Poly. Good line out there from Cal Poly. And a great maul from Cal Poly. Wow. Wow, that's a beautiful, perfectly executed maul from Cal Poly.
Wow, that is, great maul. I mean, it's about perfect. I think it really probably caught BYU off guard on that one. That was a perfect line out. Got the maul set up, and just really just blew BYU back. And I mean, that's just a great confidence boost for Cal Poly.
Yep. Yeah, you see this. They're all lined up there together, just pushing forward. BYU really never got into a good position to slow the maul down. So everyone was just way too high on the BYU side.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone, exactly what you said, everyone was just kind of too high, not really getting behind and getting a really group push against the maul.
Yeah.
Kind of credit goes to Cal Poly. I mean, that was a great driving maul.
Yeah.
It looked like they started from probably about 10 meters out. And, all credit to Cal Poly. It was a great maul.
Yeah, so basically, you're for those of you who are not familiar with rugby, the only way that you can stop a maul is by stopping the forward motion. You can't just tackle the legs of the people who are pushing or anything like that. That's actually illegal. So it's crucial for the defending team to get down low and put their shoulders down. You cannot be standing up like a lot of the BYU forwards are. You got to put your shoulders down low and drive into the belly or the legs of the opposing team or the team that's in the maul. So BYU, 2 games in a row here, conceding the opening try on their home field. So
That's one thing that BYU has really wanted to do this year is to come out quick and come out fast and strong and really get up on the on their opponent. So as we've seen these 2 weeks in a row, they kind of just have not started quick, and a turnover, kind of a lapse, and all of a sudden they find themselves down 7-0.
Yeah, so good defense, great kick for field position there by Cal Poly, and BYU, unfortunately, being taken out of bounds there. Jordan Lowry couldn't do anything with it, so he just had to toss it out of bounds. Line out to Cal Poly in a great position to score again. Another good line out. So referee saying that's not a straight throw. So looks like BYU is going to opt for the scrum down. You'll see here. Yeah, just a little bit to the Cal Poly side. Although that's kind of a lucky call to BYU. Pretty straight down the channel most of the way.
It seemed like he caught on his inside shoulder. Seems like most refs would allow that to be played.
So BYU getting a break there. Yep, short arm penalty for looked like for Luke Mockey feeding the ball into the ruck there rather than putting it down the middle.
Yeah, so for those listeners out there,
into the scrum rather.
So the scrum half for the team that is rolling the ball into the scrum has to essentially make it equally likely for each team to be able to have an opportunity to hook the ball. In that case, the ref thought that Luke must have fed it. We're going to roll the ball too far towards BYU side, and so he called a short arm penalty. Looks like Cal Poly decided just to take a scrum.
Good scrum from Cal Poly. So Cal Poly coming out strong here tonight. They did not travel all the way up here to Utah to just roll over.
Just a quick note on that scrum. That's just kind of a big shock to me.
Good tackle there from BYU.
Every year that I've played here at BYU, we always had a dominating scrum.
Yeah.
A team that had a short arm penalty would have never picked to scrum against us.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows just the area of the game that how much BYU kind of has struggled at the scrum. The fact that Cal Poly could have had that short arm penalty about 30 meters out, and they decided to scrum against BYU.
Yep. Yeah, Cal Poly feeling very confident right now. And here from this penalty that just got whistled against BYU, we'll have the captain, Alex Frost, going for the penalty kick here.
So this would be a great opportunity for Cal Poly to come in and go up 10-0, make it a 2-possession game against BYU. In the early going, about 7 minutes in.
Yep.
This would be a huge opportunity for Cal Poly.
Great start. There it is. Beautiful kick right down the middle. So with 7 minutes gone here in the first half, it's Cal Poly 10, the home team, BYU Cougars 0. Not the start that the Cougars were expecting tonight. BYU opting for the deep restart. A little bit of a deeper restart there. Good kick from Cal Poly. Ryan Blazer fields it. And there's a good kick from Jared Whippy. So we got a little bit of a kicking battle here into the hands of Johnny Linehan. Good take there from BYU. So BYU eager to get some forward ball here. Good line on the inside there by Cody Thompson. That's the kind of work that BYU needs to see out of Cody Thompson all night. So BYU Trying to get the crowd into this one a little bit. Oh. Wide pass there. Josh Whippy making the most of it, though. He's hard to take down. Hands it off to his brother. Forward's doing a little bit of work here. Ben Keith. Good hit up from him. Cal Poly trying to hold him up, though. Oh, and Cal Poly does a beautiful job of wrapping that ball up.
Yeah, some good. They put together some good phases right there. It was a good start there. Good. Some good phases by BYU. Kind of worked both the backs and the forwards. Unfortunately, he just got held up. Cal Poly did a great job of holding him up and really getting that turnover.
So here's a good test for BYU's forward pack. Not the normal starting front here. Cody Thompson, the only regular. Steve Saya and Zane Mendenhall getting the start this evening. Good tackle there from Jared Whippy, or Josh Whippy rather. So BYU putting some good pressure on Cal Poly. It'll be a line out to BYU. So BYU getting into the swing of things a little bit here.
Yeah, so they had Zane Mendenhall, who's kind of been nursing injury. He is starting at hooker today, and so definitely we want to be looking at his throws. And as we just saw, the ref deemed this throw was not straight as well, so it will be given an option.
Yeah, that one not straight at all.
Yeah, definitely not straight.
So good scrum there from BYU. Getting some good pressure on Cal Poly. Forcing the captain to go back. Oh, and there's a knock on right there from. So good pressure from BYU. So not a fantastic scrum, but just enough to give them that go forward momentum. And that's really all you need. As long as you're not going backwards, then it's a good scrum. And this new cadence, I think, has really made a difference. I think. Obviously, I think BYU's got a good forward pack. Maybe not as strong as they've had in the past. Some inexperienced guys in there that are learning how to scrum still, but the new cadence does seem to affect it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Seems like they've just had a little bit of a bigger learning curve than I think they would have.
Easy break there from Jared Whippy. Josh Whippy, sorry. Sorry to the Whippy family. I always get the boys mixed up.
Yeah, great line there by Josh. I think we're into it's going to be an exciting game having the Whippy brothers at the centers, having that combo work together.
Yeah, so started off Johnny Linehan doing a good job of making sure that ball went backwards even though he couldn't handle it. And then Josh Whippy just making a miss. So that's the last time I'm going to mess up his name tonight. Good try by Josh.
Yeah, kind of just a messy play there, and get the ball into a playmaker's hands, and Josh makes one person miss, and enough room to get in for the try.
Good work by Johnny there, getting his body in the right position and making that ball go backwards. Coach Terafitti, the forwards coach, having a chat with his forward pack here, giving him an earful, telling him he wants to see more out of them. He wants to see better effort because he's a great coach and he's got great talent here. I think it's a little bit frustrating to see them not living up to their potential. But got to give Cal Poly the credit. They've come out here with a lot of energy and.
Yeah, and I think they're definitely waiting for the forwards to kind of step up, especially a few key guys in the forward pack that really need to step up and really waiting for them to have their game and really make a claim on the jerseys they're wearing. I think that's kind of why we've seen so many different combinations in the forwards. Yeah, kind of waiting for a few forwards to really step up and own their position, own their jersey.
So Riker Mendenhall shrugs off the high tackle in a juggernaut-like manner. But then he loses the ball, so lucky for the high tackle penalty there. You'll see here, really strong runner, but a couple of high tackles, and he's got to learn to put two hands over that ball to protect it when he goes into contact. He's a great runner, but he tends to run with just the ball in one arm into contact, so gotta protect it a little bit more. Line out here, see if Zane Mendenhall can make good on his last throw. Nice forward line out. Good set piece. Good take by Jared Whippy into the hands of Kevin Sorensen.
Colin Bush. Yeah, it's Colin Bush. There's Kevin Sorensen.
There's Kevin Sorensen. Jordan Lowry looking for space, and he's found it. Great run down the sideline for Jordan Lowry. So BYU starting to find their pace a little bit here. And I'm starting to forget everyone's names.
Yeah, it was a great run on the outside by Jordan Lowry. Good little moves, good little footwork. Got just enough speed to get in and then give Johnny a good little easy conversion.
Yeah, wow. Just not really much space there on the sideline, but Jordan just enough. That fake inside gave him just enough space
exactly.
Down the sideline. So
the inside-outside step was about all he needed.
And a good run there by Colin Bush, the lock number 5.
So it seemed like after that slow start, giving up 10 early points to Cal Poly, BYU's kind of finally starting to get their stride, get things going, and we'll see if they can continue on with this momentum that they've got.
Yeah, so with 15 minutes gone here in the first half, it's BYU 14, Cal Poly 10. So we're looking for the restart here by number 15, Mikey Mitchell from Cal Poly. Keep in mind, Cal Poly, I believe, does have one national championship under their belt. Maybe about 15 years ago they won. I can't remember what year it was, but this is a program with a lot of history and a lot of teams, a lot of great teams over the years. So they've got plenty of athletes. They're getting penalized there for offside, I believe. So Johnny Linehan will kick for touch. And looking for the penalty there. I guess number 7, I think, never got back. So BYU opting for the short line out. Making it easy there, but Cal Poly. Oh, Cal Poly recovers. So great defensive line out from Cal Poly. Good quick hands.
Yeah, it seemed like they did just enough in that line out to get a hand on it, and then kind of a little more aggressive in recovering the ball once it was, kind of on the ground.
Oh, and too much pressure there from BYU. We had a knock on by Cal Poly. So good pressure from the defensive line of BYU. See here, yeah, just forced Kali'i Dominguez to make a bad pass there. He was just trying to do too much. So Coach Tafiti cheering on his forward pack here, telling them that they need a good drive. Wow, and the Cal Poly just stands him straight up, but Luke Maki manages to make the most of it and get that ball out of there quickly. So good work with a broken scrum. Good pressure from Jordan Lowry and from Ryan Blazer. Jared Whippy Great defensive pressure. BYU starting to wake up here a little bit. Oh, nice. Keli'i Dominguez finds a lot of green space to run. Good move from him. Let's see if he's got any support. And he does. So Cal Poly keeps it going. Oh, but... And we're telling he's coming in from the side, I think, is the penalty there. So you must make sure that you come in directly behind once that ruck is formed.
Yeah, great run there by Keli'i Dominguez. Definitely a guy to watch out for. The fly half position, great little footwork. Got some pace on him, so definitely a good run by him. Seemed like he definitely had some support, but they could have definitely done a better job of really just blowing up the BYU the BYU defenders and really trying to maintain that go-forward position.
Not much of a clear out, but it was deep enough into BYU territory to give him a good shot at goal here. So Mikey Mitchell taking the penalty kick this time. Cal Poly trying to pull within 1 point. Just missed. So it'll be a 22-meter dropout for BYU. Mikey Mitchell a little frustrated there with that kick.
Because I'd wonder why they would go away. Their captain Alex Frost took the first 2 kicks and looked good. I wonder why they would go with the switch up and go to Mikey on that one.
That's what I was wondering as well. Ball fielded there by Matt Long. Gets it across the field. Cal Poly running out of space.
Yeah, good chase line there by BYU. That's pretty good line set up for that counterattack.
Great defense. Oh, there goes the captain. Finds a little bit of space. Oh, good tackle from Steve Saya. Forces the ball loose. BYU putting a lot of pressure. Cal Poly not finding much room. And then the ball's knocked forward. Lost forward. BYU's picking it up and running with it. Maki to Linehan. Linehan with plenty of space to run. Looking for support on the inside, and he turns it over. Right into the hands of Andy Early. Great run from Linehan. So a little bit of clearing kick there from Cal Poly, who gets away with that.
Yeah, BYU can be so dangerous on a counterattack. Get a little turnover, and Luke finds Johnny, and Johnny definitely has some space. But what we talked about earlier is, the coaches have wanted the backs to really get vertical. Johnny is just kind of running too far across the field,
45-degree angle.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backs, kind of running on his outside. He should have found someone instead of kind of just throwing up a ball. A simple, switch line with any one of those backs on the outside would have, worked great. But unfortunately, kind of throws the ball up and it turns into a turnover.
So Keli'i Dominguez looking for some room to run there. And not much of a ruck there. BYU looking to push over, and looks like they've stolen the ball. Easy run there. Josh Whippy with his second try of the night.
Yeah, it's, unfortunate for Cal Poly. They, kind of had a good run there by Keli'i, but just had one guy, trying to seal that ruck, and that's never going to happen.
No support there.
BYU saw it and took advantage of it, kind of blew that ruck up and got the turnover and found Josh on the outside for a great try.
Yeah, BYU almost looks like those attacking forwards almost hesitated a little bit too on that clear-out ruck. That's when you see one guy there, that's lunchtime. They should have just – and eventually the guys did get there and bowl him over. So good play by BYU. So here goes Johnny from the just inside the 5-meter line, right around the 22. And he pushes it just to the inside. So BYU 19, Cal Poly 10, with 22 minutes gone here in the first half. Cal Poly here with the restart. Mikey Mitchell. Cal Poly, after an initial surge and good energy, is starting to soften up a little bit on their defensive line. There's Ryan Blazer looking for room to run. He's got it. Good decision by him to hold on to it, not try to force a pass. Luke Mucky to Kevin Sorensen coming on. Johnny with a great kick over the head of the fullback. Great kick by Johnny Linehan. So BYU thinking about the quick line out, although I don't know if they would have been able to do a quick line out there. So it didn't touch anybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I don't know if it did touch someone.
I have to refer to the international referee's handbook on that one. Rule book. So a little bit, looked like a broken line out there, but BYU making the most of it. Jared Whippy almost loses it. So Cal Poly penalized for coming off their feet, diving over the ruck. I think that was Andy Early, number 12, who came in off his feet. Got to stay on your feet when you come into the ruck. You'll see here, Whippy loses it.
Yeah, look, he kind of ball slipped off his hands and his feet slipped. You know, it's definitely some wet conditions out there.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I think Andy Early may have been picked up off his feet, and it looked like to the ref he came off his feet. So I think that's why he was arguing with the ref a little bit.
Great opportunity here for the forwards, really set platform. Let's see if they can hit this line out.
Oh, not a good line out there. The ball goes back. Cal Poly finding a little bit of space to run. Give up a good pass. There's the big lock. Looked like it was a knock-on, though. So it'll be a knock-on to BYU.
Yeah, you know, I think they're trying to maybe keep it to the front of the lineup to keep it easier on Zane until he gets a little momentum going. But it seems like Cal Poly, they have that figured out, and they're just throwing that one guy up at the front of the lineup, and they're frustrating BYU. They're causing those turnovers.
So here you see Joe Cramen, number 4, tosses it back inside, I think, to his fellow lock. Yeah, Nathan Sylvia, but Sylvia can't hold on to it. Good scrum from Cal Poly again. BYU managing to get that ball out, but penalty.
Yeah, Cal Poly has absolutely had BYU's number today on the scrums.
Yep.
They have just been blowing them up, I think, in every single scrum. Maybe that, the different front row they're trying out for this time, but, I mean, that's just seems like, Cal Poly they're just blowing them back in every single scrum.
Yeah. It's got to be a matter of pride for BYU.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'd like to point out that we've got a wonderful graphic here on our in the upper left-hand side of your screen with the time, the score, and the temperature and location. So that was created by BYU's AV Productions group that helps us put this production on every week. Yep. So line out to Cal Poly, Eddie McFarland. Cal Poly taking too long, so a short arm penalty to BYU. Luke Mucky wants a quick tap.
Getting
a little bit of rain and wind starting to pick up here as a rainstorm starting to blow in. This might end our production early tonight. Knock on there by BYU.
Yeah, kind of a big storm out of nowhere, it looks like.
Yeah.
Got some strong winds and rain out of nowhere. We got rain coming down sideways at this point.
Coach Tata 50 not too happy with the performance of his forwards thus far. So let's see what they can do to improve. It'll be scrum down to Cal Poly as conditions getting bad here quickly. Nice take there by Jared Whippy. Tosses it back, but referee calls it a, oh no.
Yeah, the wet conditions, Jared's just got to try and hold on to that ball a little bit better.
BYU trying to hold up Cal Poly.
So BYU is still trying to hold him up, and the referee finally whistles it. Scrum down to BYU. So good job. So you can kind of see on the camera here, we've got a sideways storm blowing in. So we might see the crowd clearing out here pretty quickly.
Yeah, it looks like the fans are kind of rushing for cover. Yeah, it kind of came in out of nowhere, but definitely making things wet on the field. Once again, yeah, just more problems with BYU in the scrum. Luke called once again for a direct feed. It'd be a short arm penalty for Cal Poly, and once again they're going to pick to just scrum down against BYU.
Yeah, just a lot of very fundamental mistakes here from BYU. Basics, and now we've got hail coming down, so things coming, going from bad to worse. But usually these spring storms blow through pretty quickly, so give it 15 minutes, I think we're going to be okay again. Cal Poly, the good scrum. Kali'i looking for space. Good defensive line from BYU, though. Number 9 for Cal Poly finding space to run. Tommy Lecox gives it to the flanker. Cal Poly getting a little bit desperate there with their passes. Penalty, so for a high tackle. Looks like BYU being whistled for a high tackle.
Yeah, missed assignment there, and then it gave Tommy a great lane, and he found Matt Ryan, and yeah, high tackle, give a penalty on the, looks like about 7 meters out from the try line.
I don't know if that's going to make it worse or better. It's better.
And Cal Poly, once again, knowing that they've kind of had BYU's number in the scrums, with that full penalty, they elect to pick the scrum against BYU. They know they can set a good platform, and they've really been able to push BYU around. So we'll see what they can do here.
The referee making sure that scrum is set. Good play by Luke Mulkey there.
No, I don't think the ball is out quite yet. He's playing an advantage, and I think it's because Luke was offside, but we'll see what Cal Poly can do.
Looked like a good play, but guess not. So referee playing advantage here. We've got an absolute, you can see there, we've got hail here on the field coming down.
Yeah, this is one of the craziest spring storms I've seen in Utah in a while, and this just came out of nowhere.
So the ref's taking it back to the full penalty that he was playing advantage that whole time after the penalty there. So conditions. we've got snow, hail accumulating on the field. The Cal Poly boys getting that white Christmas that they missed in December.
This is just coming down. Fans running for cover. Seems like the boys, the Cal Poly boys, seems like they're actually having fun out there. The boys are kind of soaking it all in.
So scrum down to Cal Poly. It's a good scrum from Cal Poly. They're keeping it in. Wow, Cal Poly confidently driving the scrum there against BYU. Oh! Josh Whippy almost with the intercept, but that ball was a little too slippery and too fast for him. That would have been an easy 5 points for Josh Whippy.
Yeah, Snooki saw exactly where he was trying to pass that one. And unfortunately, that ball was just a little too wet and had a little knock on.
So we've got about a half inch of snow, hail accumulated here in the field already. You can see it there starting to get white. People running for cover all over the place, but the Cougar faithful sticking it out in the stands.
You can see there, the scrum, I mean, their feet are starting to slide out. Definitely have to change your approach in the scrum when the field starts to get wet like this.
So scrum down to Cal Poly. Still in the red zone here, looking for some points. A try could be Cal Poly just destroying BYU in the scrum, pushing them straight back. And a penalty again. So Cal Poly's going to go for a quick tap this time. They like their chances out wide, and they get it. So great play there from Cal Poly.
Great play. Started out just with the scrum. I mean, it's a great scrum by Cal Poly, just driving BYU back, even in these conditions, finding their feet, really getting that go-forward momentum. And then they got the penalty, and just a quick tap, great play by the number 9, and scored on the outside. It was a great play.
Yeah, Cal Poly must have brought their long spikes tonight, because they've really got the upper hand in the scrum, driving BYU straight back, standing them up. Stellar play from Cal Poly. So the score is 19-15 to BYU. Looks like the captain's gonna, I'm gonna dust the snow off of my my program here to see who. So that's Alex Frost, ironically enough. And he's just short, so the captain's just short of with the conversion there. Temperatures plummeting as the storm rolls in. BYU with the deep restart.
Yeah, a lot of this snow, hail accumulating on the field. It's definitely going to make the game. I mean, if they want to change their game plan, you have to play a tighter game. Can't really be as expansive and try and, run it out. And you don't want to get a lot of passes in with this type of weather.
Yeah, this is where BYU or the forwards really get to earn their stripes here. Running the hard yards, keep it in tight. We'll see what BYU tries to do. Snow accumulating in the players' hair out there. And the line out is, not surprisingly, slips through the hands of the ball, very slippery. BYU's absolutely got to keep it tight in hand. You can hardly see as the white stuff's coming down. But Cal Poly finding a little bit of space out there and keeping the ball in the hands. Finding more space to run.
Yeah, great run there. Finding space, using his footwork to make people miss.
And looks like we've got a scrum. It's going to be a scrum down after the knock-on, Cal Poly knock-on, scrum down to BYU. So if you're thinking about coming into town this weekend for skiing, there's still some spring skiing left to be done.
Yeah, but tomorrow is going to be a perfect powder day up there. That's for sure.
BYU scrum just continuing to be worked. So Cal Poly steals that. Andy Early with a good run there, but the ball going out of bounds. BYU going for the quick line out, and they find room. Johnny Linehan all by himself, making people miss left and right. Beautiful heads-up play from BYU.
Yeah, definitely a great heads-up play by Luke Mackey. Noticed that, yep, they confirmed it. Yep, they're kind of just ball out and sees that, Johnny's just way in, and there's kind of some space, good opportunity.
Yep.
And, it possibly could have been in the back of Luke's mind that they're lineouts, weren't really going well.
Yeah.
So if they have any opportunity to go quick, that they should.
Absolutely, yeah. Smart play by Luke.
Especially in this weather. I mean, if you can get the ball in quick like that, not have to go through the line out, it's a even better opportunity.
That's why they call him Luke Mach 5. Mach-y. All the way from South Africa.
So yeah, temperatures definitely plummeted. Field is soaking wet, snow accumulating as you have seen. It's definitely have the BYU faithful out. Stands, about half the stands of fans have stayed in the stands. It seems like the players are, trying to enjoy themselves out there.
Yeah, and I tend to be a little more confident if I've got ball in hand in this than I am when I'm a tackler in this. It's a little bit harder to change directions, harder to hold on to people who are running. So,
and you're definitely going to see some of these backs, like Jared. You just saw that have these soft ground cleats. They're going to be slipping for the rest of the game if they aren't a little more careful with their footwork.
So it looks like either Zane Mendenhall there does a good job of prying that ball loose. And then Johnny Linehan following his own kick. Or, No, that's Ryan Blazer. Following the kick there.
So about 15 seconds left in the half. I'm sure this will probably most likely be the last line out. Take a little break and see if this storm will let up a bit.
Yeah, BYU 24, Cal Poly 15. So great first half of rugby from Cal Poly. Not backing down from the conditions or anything. Not lineouts. Everything's going backwards. And that's the half. Referee calling the half. So everybody is a little wet and cold.
Yeah, overall, a good half of rugby, I'd say, for BYU. Once again, they came out slow, let Cal Poly get up on them 10-0 in the first about 6-7 minutes. But they started to pick it up, scored a few tries, showed what they could do. And then once again, Cal Poly took it back down, got it in for a good score, and got to this point, and the storm came out of nowhere, which is definitely going to have a huge impact on the second half of the game.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you got to say, okay, when you're out on the field, weather conditions don't matter. Us in the stands, on the sideline, we're shivering a little bit, but you still got to play rugby out there no matter what's going on. And the team that keeps their head in the game here, in spite of the conditions, is really going to have an opportunity to take a huge advantage in the second half. BYU has got to work on those scrums. I'm going to give a lot of credit to Cal Poly. They've come out with a great line out. They've stayed lower, they've stayed tighter than BYU, and they've kept a better cadence than BYU, and they've consistently stood BYU up and pushed them back. So, Coach Tatafitti is going to have a chat with his boys, and really, I think a lot of the momentum in this game is going to come from that forward pack. So, we'll be back here in about 10 minutes. So, stay tuned or tune back in. Thanks for joining us. We ready to go yet? Okay. Welcome back for this exciting second half of a snowy spring night here in Provo, Utah. Temperatures plummeting, conditions worsening, rather. So Cal Poly getting a beautiful winter storm here. I see some shivering, cold rugby players out there. Rugby players, you're officially not allowed to cross your arms on the field. I don't know if they knew that or not, but if you watch international rugby, no international rugby players cross their arms on the field. So that goes to you, Josh Whippy. And, we got a substitute on the field, a spry Josh Anderson, I believe his name is.
Josh Anderson, yeah, from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah, so a crossover from the University of Utah football team. You couldn't get a better recruit for the BYU rugby program than a former Ute football player.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Comes with the enormous potential. Played at the Highland Rugby Club in Salt Lake.
Oh, BYU taking advantage of the turnover here deep in Cal Poly's half. Looks like we got a full penalty awarded as well. See if BYU will probably go for the quick tap here. We got some camera difficulties, so stick with us here. I'll walk you through it. We're going for a quick tap. That's big David Collins.
Yes, big DC taking the ball forward.
Takes it down to about the 1 meter line. Good recycle there. BYU just opting to keep the ball in hands. This is the hard yakka.
And even now, more than ever in these wet conditions, you just got to be patient.
And a try awarded to BYU there. So their patience is rewarded. That's the type of patience that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see exactly who it was that got that down. Kind of a big pile there.
Yeah. But that's exactly what you need to do. Now, see, the wet conditions, here's a replay, and that's after the try has already been awarded. So not much of a replay, but these conditions are kind of forcing BYU to be a little more patient. Now, even in dry conditions, that's the type of play that you should see around, when you're 1 meter away and you've got a strong forward pack. Basically all you need to do is keep the ball in hands and run through a few phases.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing, that we've talked about this year that we've really been stressing that they really needed to work on is just being patient, especially inside the opponent's 22 when they see the try line, a couple meters away.
Yeah.
They did a great job there, especially in these wet conditions of just slowing it down. Whoever was picking up the ball made sure someone was with them in order to clear out right after they went down. And it awarded them with a try.
Good conversion kick there from Johnny Linehan through the post. So the initial rain and mist and hail has given way to just a full-on snowstorm here. I thought it was actually going to blow through, but it looks like we're actually going to get some serious accumulation here. So bear with us as we try to figure out how to keep these cameras clear. It's really coming down. Good high restart there. Almost taken by Will Taylor, but knocked forward by Cal Poly a little bit. DC, David Collins, picks it up.
Yeah, and so with these extremely wet conditions, the game plans for each team are going to change. And as you can see, the forwards, they're just keeping it in tight. They're not even trying to really pass the ball as much as they can, and they're just going to kind of try and play the ball down on Cal Poly's end of the field, not even going to try and really attack from their side of the field much this half,
smart.
I believe.
Let's just, smart to keep it in the other. Let Cal Poly make the mistakes and turn that ball over. So it'll be a scrum down to a full penalty actually. Diving over at the ruck is what the penalty is. As the snow slows down a little bit. So Cal Poly kicking for a touch on the full penalty. They'll have a line out about the 30 meter line here. Eddie McFarland with the toss in. That did not look straight at all. The referee is going to penalize him. His line-out throws have actually looked pretty good tonight. Wet ball could be part of the conditions there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard in these conditions. I mean, you obviously want to keep it close because it's, the ball is going to be so wet. It's going to be hard to get an accurate throw, but then the defense will know that as well. And
line out there, BYU manages to hold on to it. Jordan Lowry, it looks like, oh no.
Scott Gowdy, I think.
Scott Gowdy
Yeah.
coming as a substitute. He's dragged out of bounds. So BYU rolling a lot of subs here early in the second half. And really, it's a tough decision, I think, for Coach Tadafiti to really know who your true starters are here in the forward pack. There's a lot of great players and a lot of very equal talent.
Yeah,
and the referee's going to let that one go on. Didn't look straight, but Cal Poly making the most of it, trying to find a hole in this BYU defense. Smart strategy here from Cal Poly, just keeping the ball in hands. Coach letting him play on. Cal Poly slipping a little bit there.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee that.
Andy Early just keeps it in the hands. That was a smart play by him.
I could believe that these Cal Poly boys don't have the wet cleats that you should have in a game type as this. I mean, just playing in California, you're not going to be playing on fields, many fields that are going to be this wet.
Yeah. Good little chip over there from number 9, and Jordan Lowry is going to be whistled for playing the ball on the ground there. So, full penalty. I'm sure Cal Poly will go for, I assume they would go for the quick tap there, but we're going to go for the scrum. Their scrum has been very good tonight. And they really... so
this seems like they went for a little box kick, and Jordan Lowry tried to pick it up. What if we call Luke Mockey there, kind of come? Oh yeah,
coming in from the side.
Coming in from the side. Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't behind the ruck there. So let's see how BYU's forward pack can do in these conditions. Great scrum from Cal Poly.
Wow, Poly just blowing them over.
Oh, but they lose the momentum there a little bit. That the 8-man couldn't quite keep it in the tight end behind his forward pack. Good tough goal line defense from BYU. Oh, and the ball's turned over. Oh, but the try is awarded, actually. That was not a turnover, so it was a little hard to see there, but the try was given. I think that may have been McFarland, Eddie McFarland.
All goes back to that very, the scrum.
We'll see on the
they
replay
just completely blew BYU back on the scrum.
Totally. Not even a chance here.
I think if that 8 could have kept that ball in, they probably would have driven them over, but it kind of popped out.
Just to push over them all. That was John Joe Murphy, the vice captain there at number 8, who couldn't quite keep the ball. I mean, I admittedly that there was a lot of momentum going forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little bit tough to keep the ball right behind him, right behind the driving forward pack.
Yeah, I'm sure it got stuck a little bit in the snow. There's definitely, some slushy snow. I'm sure it was kind of getting stuck in that as well down there.
So Cal Poly keeping it interesting. And the snow slowing down a little bit here. Not quite getting the big flakes turned into, looks like almost more rain than anything slushy. Good kick from the captain, Alex Frost, on a frosty evening. This is his night. Play on words there, no offense to the Frost family at home if you're watching us. Your son's playing outstandingly. So, Cal Poly down by 9 here, just 9 points here, separating the national champions, the defending national champions, from the Mustangs at Cal Poly. BYU and Cal Poly have met in the playoffs many times over the history of the program. I had the opportunity Go ahead.
I was going to look like Big Steve Saya. It was like Cal Poly was just trying to clear that kick, and Big Steve Saya came running in and jumped up and looked like got his leg on it and deflected the ball out of bounds.
The referee telling him to give a little bit more space there. Typically, you need a meter in between the channel there. So Cal Poly line out. Let's see the defense that BYU can put on this line out. Good job by BYU getting a hand on it, but Cal Poly comes down with the ball. Cal Poly looking to most likely relieve the pressure here. Little box kick. Right out of bounds, so fortunate for BYU. They're going to have a line out deep in Cal Poly's half. Great scoring opportunity whenever you have a line out in the red zone. Opportunity to just start a real solid platform. But that ball is not straight.
Yeah, the lineouts have been a huge struggle for BYU today. Throughout the game, I would like to see the stat on the lineouts, but I think we've only won maybe about 1 or 2 of those today. There's either been a long throw or not straight, or now the ball's wet. It's BYU's really struggled today in the lineouts.
Yeah. So BYU with a lot to figure out here still. We've got obviously a big doubleheader this week. BYU will play San Francisco Golden Gate on Saturday at 1 o'clock here on South Field.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for BYU. Go up against Golden Gate in the Champions Challenge. Promises to be an exciting game, so make sure to join us on Saturday.
And another clearing kick out of bounds there. Cal Poly gaining some yardage here. So Cal Poly really showing some enthusiasm and sticking with it through these tough conditions. Now Cal Poly, although they don't play in snow very often, they do get a lot of rain down there. That ball is not straight at all. Scrum down once again to Cal Poly. So Cal Poly just killing BYU by inches here.
Mm-hmm. At Cal Poly, you can see can't really see them on camera here, but the backs, they're getting each other excited, getting energized, talking to each other, and they know they're in this game.
Yep, they are, and they're pretty.
I was going to say anything can happen in these conditions.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Cal Poly pretty much staying with their starting lineup out there. Very slippery conditions there. You see BYU with a defensive line with a chance to get all over, just absolutely smother that offensive line from Cal Poly. Nothing doing. BYU forwards harassing. And a full penalty there, holding on to the ball, so not releasing. Looks like Johnny Linehan's going to go for points. So Johnny testing his kicking abilities here in these conditions. Coach Tata50 having a chat here with big Will Taylor on the sideline. Will Taylor trying to figure out that lock position still in the scrum. But I'm sure he'll get it. He's making progress. He's tall, strong kid. He's got a great build for that lock position, but there is some skill to be had in the scrum. Great kick from Johnny Linehan. Wow, he made that look easy. So another 3 points for BYU. BYU pushing the lead to 12. So BYU 34, Cal Poly 22. With about 13 minutes gone here in the second half. So plenty of time to play rugby. And Cal Poly with some significant size in their forward pack as well.
We have some big boys out there today.
Good work there from the BYU forwards, clearing out. This is good, solid forwards play. Luke Maki with a little box kick. Will Taylor's all over it. Oh, and we're bringing it back. The referee says they were offsides on that box kick, so you've got to be behind the line of scrimmage there when the kick is made.
Yeah, you saw someone that, it looks like maybe that was Will Taylor there. They got in front of the kicker and
a little bit anxious. It's always easier to get your running start behind the scrum, or the ruck there, rather. So Cal Poly with a 22-meter line out here. Good chance for them deep in BYU's half to use their size. They go with an easy line out, uncontested by BYU. But that's great. That's a great play from BYU.
Yeah, I think BYU kind of wait on that one. They didn't even get up to contest. They just really wanted to, get a good push against that maul, and they really drove them backwards.
Yep.
It's good defense there by BYU.
Good inside line there from Cal Poly. But Cal Poly with that go forward ball, they're whistled for not letting go. I think that may have been Andy Early who didn't let go of that ball. And referee adding on another 10 meters there for chatter. So you'll see here, I think that's Andy Early gets in there. So BYU line out. Well contested by Cal Poly, but BYU comes away with it. A little bit of a flat line there from BYU. Josh Whippy going back across the grain. And a penalty for BYU against Cal Poly. I believe they weren't rolling away, so they were holding on to the tackler. They're not getting out of the way, so slowing things down.
And, I'd like to see BYU, especially when they're in the the other opponent's half, on those penalties, just to take a quick tap. It's kind of obvious that their line out has not been on today. Just kind of taking a gamble to kick it down and go for a line out. I think it'd be a much more bigger advantage for them to take that quick tap and look for some space and get the ball going.
Agreed, and I think that's what some of the coaching staff here on the sidelines was calling for as well, but everyone just kind of slow to get the ball out. And these conditions can kind of slow you down a little bit, make you a little bit lethargic. It's very cold out there.
So like I just said, unfortunately they go to a line out and, struggle with the throw, struggle with the line outs today, and, it's not straight, and another scrum to Cal Poly. So It's kind of just giving up, kind of making that whole penalty kind of worthless in that case. Another great scrum from Cal Poly.
And we've got a penalty.
Looked like a good scrum. I didn't see exactly what the call was for, but he's penalized someone on Cal Poly in that scrum for
some infraction. We'll see here on the replay. Not sure. I think he may have seen a little punch there. Yep. I think there maybe was a little punch on the side. Things can get a little bit chippy. So if you're going to be chippy, usually you shouldn't do it in front of the ref. So Johnny Linehan here going for another kick. In spite of the conditions, he's been kicking really well. Looking to add another 3 with a penalty kick. And we're almost halfway done with this second half. Riker Haddock coming off the field. Substitute coming on. And it's a good kick from Johnny Linehan. So Cal Poly with the restart. BYU leads 37 to Cal Poly's 22. Kicked right to Johnny Linehan. Oh, deflected there by the winger. Number 14, Matt Long. Good charge down from him. All of our gear's getting wet under here even. So good contest there by Will Taylor. Oh, and the ball is fielded by number 14 after Jordan Lowry's kick. So good pursuit there from the BYU defense, pushing Cal Poly backwards. So BYU's defensive line has stiffened up pretty well here in the second half. Cal Poly's looking for help. Good tackle there by big David Collins, tracking him down. A little box kick there from Tommy LeCox. Penalty there.
Yeah.
There'll be a scrum down. So only the faithful here remain in the stands. Still got about 50 people hanging out, 60 people hanging out watching. So BYU with a big scrum opportunity. Things clearing up a little bit here. Good scrum from BYU. But Cal Poly answers right back. Ben Keith with the pick off the back. Pretty good gain for him. BYU's run I believe they run their full amount of subs here for this game. Luke Muckey with a good box kick. Great kick, the fortunate bounce there. Smart play there by Cal Poly to wait for that ball to come to a stop.
Yeah, I think BYU is, they're just pleased to, whenever they get the ball in their field, just kind of, get a few phases going and then kick the ball right back to Cal Poly, kind of try and make them make a mistake in their half.
Ryan Blazer manages to keep the ball in bounds. Oh no, the line judge is saying he was pulled out of bounds with the ball in hand still. So we got a line out here. We got a someone fixing their laces. That's Tommy LeCox. Line out here to Cal Poly. Good defense there by Will, but Cal Poly managing to come out with it. Good line from the outside center, Will Campuzano. So Cal Poly showing some life here as the precipitation slows to a trickle. Cal Poly with some great go forward ball here, but it looks like they may have turned it over. Nope, still going.
Yeah, still going, but here some good phases.
Looks like we had a knock on. Some frustration there out of the field from Campuzano. So you'll see here, that ball is just dropped forward. Going for a little pick and jam there, but they dropped the ball forward. So scrum down to BYU. BYU not short of any opportunities to prove themselves in this scrum.
And Cal Poly just absolutely owning BYU in the scrum. Crazy. I don't think I've ever seen BYU get owned like this. But BYU lucky to come out with it. Josh Whippy gets the pass from his brother Jared. Manages to get down to the field without being held up. So great play from him. Well, the ball went backwards, so ref's playing it on. BYU still in possession. Box kick there from Maki. And Johnny Linehan almost comes down with it, but the bounce is a little too high. And Matt Long making the most of it. Good work by him to field that ball, but it's turned over. Luke Maki's got it in hands. Dumps it off to Jake. And there's Josh Whippy again. Good go forward ball by Josh Whippy. Luke Maki recycling. Linehan hesitates a little bit there. Jordan Wilson gets pushed sideways a little bit and can't quite get the ball out.
Yep, I think they, get some go forward ball, see their space on the outside, and in these conditions, it's just hard to put the ball through that many hands. I mean, eventually it seems like a pass is gonna not be perfect, or someone's gonna take their eye off of it, and in these circumstances, almost anything can go wrong, and the pass is there's gonna be a knock on somewhere.
Got some subs rolling here for both teams. Steve Saya taking a seat after a good performance from him. So Cody Thompson, Steve Saya, good performances. Luke Maki's done really well. Two of the players we featured before the game. Luke Maki's done a really great job. Good box kicks throughout the night. Cal Poly holding strong in that scrum. Good clearing kick, but right into the hands of Ryan Blazer. Ryan Blazer with a good counterattack. BYU doing a good job recycling it, keeping it in the forwards. This is unfortunately, this is kind of the rugby that you really need to play in these conditions for a while, just to keep that ball rolling. And somehow Dave Collins manages to put it between his feet, but they're going to call him for the knock-on. I think someone's boot may have hit the ball right when DC was picking it up, so unfortunately there's a knock-on there. See here on the replay. See DC being patient here. Oh, yeah. So good counter ruck there by Cal Poly to mess up that pick and jam. So more hard work from the forward pack at Cal Poly, who's really put in an impressive performance tonight.
No, they really have. They have really brought it today against BYU and their forwards. And the lineouts and the scrums, I think they would have definitely beat BYU at that facet of the game for sure.
Absolutely. A+ game to them. More subs rolling for Cal Poly, trying to get some energy in the second half. So that's number 7, Matt Ryan, who's taking a seat. He's put in a good performance tonight. Good effort from him. BYU going with a longer line out. Not straight, I believe. BYU just continually plagued.
Yeah, their line out today. I'd like to, attribute it to the conditions, but I mean, one saying that seems like Cal Poly is not, obviously they have had a couple throws go off, but Cal Poly is, they've hit their lineouts today. And so
they have.
Can't really say it's just because of the wet ball, but the line out has definitely not been on today.
No, yeah, that's something that BYU struggled with throughout the season, and as we get in close to the business end of the season, it's something they really need to work on tightening up. BYU holding strong in the scrum, so decent scrum there. Good scrum from Cal Poly.
Josh Whippy trying to go for the steal there, the pick off, but he just misses it. Good run from Cal Poly, but maybe a little bit desperate to get to the try zone. They knock it on there.
Yeah, some good hands at the beginning, found some space, found a little bit of running room, and finally just a pass goes and miss. You can see the frustration from the Cal Poly players.
Yeah, oh yeah, just a missed pass. They're just too low. Good run, poor pass. There's nothing that ruins a great run faster than a bad pass.
Yeah, it just absolutely ruins it, yeah.
So line out to BYU. BYU has done a good job of compensating and trying to get that ball out quickly from the scrum, though. So give them credit there. So BYU getting some good go-forward ball, but it looks like that ball may have been knocked on. Not sure what the call is there. Scrum down to BYU. So not sure, something happened down there.
I think maybe he might have seen maybe the ball just kind of got caught up in there and didn't really think the ball was going to come out anytime soon. So it's kind of started over again with the scrum.
Yeah.
I think the whole ruck kind of just collapsed on everything there. It's kind of a big mess.
Yeah. Cal Poly player in the way, couldn't get out of the way, so. Cal Poly with another solid scrum. BYU somehow managing to get that ball out of the back, but going backwards, so not the way you want to receive the ball out of a scrum. BYU getting some good go forward, though, making up for it, and they're pick and jam. Will Taylor doing a good job with that ball in hand. Cal Poly with some good counter rucking there. Look, Mucky getting it out to the backs. Johnny Linehan kicks it right into the hands of the fullback. Jared Whippy tracks him down. Good defense from him. Cal Poly managing to get that ball out, though, so good work from the fullback, Mikey Mitchell, to get that ball out, even though he was almost held up by Jared Whippy there. And then the ball's on the deck. It's like it looks like BYU's forced him to turn it over. So scrum down to BYU. Got 8 minutes to go left here. I think you can see we've got the score back up there, scoring time.
Yeah, kind of just been a sloppy game. Either team will kind of get put together a few phases, get a few passes going, and then kind of just takes one pass, and in that case, it's a forward pass. But
yeah, you've got to absolutely play with extra diligence here if you're in the forward pack. It's two hands on the ball, back to the defense to protect that ball. You don't have to fight for many meters. You just got to keep the ball recycling.
Each team probably came into this game with obviously a game plan of what they wanted to do, what they needed to do, and once that storm came through, it absolutely changes your whole game plan. You have to kind of essentially throw your old game plan out and come up with a new one, and to try and play closer to the ruck. A tighter game that I don't think would really give an advantage to either team.
And then you got a penalty, short arm penalty against BYU for pushing before the ball was in. Looks like Cal Poly may have pulled back a little bit on that initial engagement. So Cal Poly trying to do something. Cal Poly still putting together some good phases here. And we've got a penalty against BYU.
I think it was a dump tackle call on that one.
Maybe.
Interesting call, but
so Cal Poly, another penalty against Cal Poly. And it looks like we might So full penalty to Cal Poly. That's about 5 penalties in a row against BYU. BYU starting to play down to the conditions, I think.
Yeah, they're just getting kind of sloppier on the ruck. That time it seemed like it's pretty easy to see that Luke was offside on that, kind of tried to play the ball and then kind of said another word to the ref, and the ref isn't going to allow that, and so it gave the team an extra 10 meters.
So scrum down to Cal Poly. Looked like a good scrum, but BYU managed to come out with that. I don't know if they didn't get a good hook. Good push forward, but bad hook. Johnny Linehan with a good clearing kick. What we needed. So it'll be a line out here to Cal Poly. See if BYU tries to put up a defense against this. I'd like to see Will Taylor get up there and contest this as well as the front jumper. BYU opting not to contest. They're just gonna try to blow it up when it comes down, and then that ball is not straight. Got about 4 minutes left here in the second half. BYU leads Cal Poly 37-22. A very, very cold evening here. Temperature dropped about 9 degrees in a matter of minutes. There's a good line out from BYU. Looked like a good line out. Not straight. Scrum down there. I think it was not straight. I'm not sure. I can only assume.
Yeah, that was the call that the ref made. Definitely that is the call that has plagued BYU today in the lineouts. Definitely something that they can take out of this game is just continue to work on the lineouts and the set pieces. Cal Poly has beaten them today in the lineouts and the scrums, for sure.
Which doesn't bode well for the Cougars going into the Saturday's game against an even bigger forward pack in San Francisco Golden Gate. It looked like that ball was knocked on, but maybe it came off the foot of the Cal Poly player. Good clearing kick. It looks like it may have been knocked on. Nope. Ref saying it went backwards. Oh. Weber finding a little bit of room to run there before he's tripped up.
It seemed like the ball kind of popped right out of his hands. Found a little space, made a little move, a little footwork, and the ball just kind of came spitting out.
So there's Josh Weber. Yeah, just wet conditions. As soon as he put the ball in one hand, it popped out. Scrum down to Cal Poly. Good opportunity here for BYU. Fighting for something, and a good scrum from BYU.
Yeah, BYU's finally going forward. Great scrum.
Cal Poly trying to be a little too quick with the hands there. I think that's Wernley who was all over that. Good play from him. Cal Poly recovering. That kick's blocked. Out of bounds. BYU opts for a quick line out, but they blow it up. So just about a minute left here in the second half. And this referee has used that whistle a lot in this second half.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a sloppy second half.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate for this game too. I mean, it was such a great first half. I mean, both teams kind of showed what they could do. Cal Poly kind of jumped out to a 10-0 lead at first, and then BYU kind of got some momentum. The storm came through, and the second half has kind of just been a little stop and go, very sloppy, very wet.
Great play in the line out there from BYU, good defensive line out, and then good job to the back line, getting some go forward ball here. BYU. David Collins, nice patience from that BYU forward pack, and you can see the rain stop, but the field has got a covering of snow on it. Johnny Linehan looking to keep going. Oh, and a sloppy pass. Can Chris Worley get in? No, not quite. Cal Poly's almost managed to turn it over. Not sure what happened here. We had a penalty, so it'll be a scrum down as time expires. So
I think I said that Johnny's pass was forward there, which, you know, I guess it's a good try by Johnny in that one, but maybe in these conditions, trying to get that hand loose and actually trying to get an offload is we're that close to the try line. Very low percentage you actually get to, complete that pass. Once again, kind of the woes of BYU this year inside the opponent's 5-meter line. Trying to do a little too much.
So good scrum there from Cal Poly. Cal Poly trying to do something with what's likely the last possession of the game. Oh, and then that ball's knocked on. And penalty against BYU for being offsides. So still playing some overage time here.
For those of you at home, the game cannot end on a penalty. So even though the time has expired, it likely would have been the last play. The game cannot end on a penalty, so they will keep.
Great tackle from David Collins. David Collins has been hungry as he came in as a sub. Ball's knocked on. Looks like the ref's going to let him play the advantage here. Knocked on again. And that's it. Game over. So thanks for joining us, folks. BYU played okay. We've pretty much beat all the things that they need to work on into the ground here. Obviously, their set piece has struggled. They need to work on the scrums. Definitely need to work on their lineouts. I mean, the lineouts, there's no reason to not throw the ball in straight. They're not even giving themselves a chance there. So Coach Tadafiti's got a lot to work on with his boys. A lot of promise in that forward pack, but definitely some green players there still. Yeah, absolutely. And exactly like you're saying, they'll have a great opportunity this Saturday against San Francisco Golden Gate coming in, Champions Challenge. Great opportunity to really see what they can do against a great team. Going into the business end of the season. Yep, and thank you very much for joining us. Thanks to our sponsors, Adidas, and for the assistance here from BYU AV Productions for putting on the show in spite of the conditions, and thanks for joining us. Tune in on Saturday at 1 o'clock for what promises to be an excellent game against San Francisco Golden Gate in the Champions Challenge. Thank you very much.